Hi, Merch Money. We are live with Rick Blythe. Oh my gosh, I can't talk. Rick Blythe. Sorry, Rick. Worst intro ever.
My surname's got one vowel in it, Blythe. That's
I
easy.
know. Easiest name ever.
One
All
syllable,
right.
not one vowel.
We'll have to restart this. If I knew video editing, we would cut that out and start over again. But anyway, thank you so much for being here. For anybody who doesn't know, Rick, first of all, Rick creates KDP Wizard and Merch Wizard. So that's originally how I knew Rick. But he also did the first ever Merch UK conference last year. And I got to go, and I even got to be one of the speakers and had a fantastic time. So I was hoping he would do it again this year, and I'm very happy to find out that he is doing the conference again this year. So we just wanted to invite Rick on and talk a little bit about it and just let everyone know about it and kind of know who it's for and what it entails and all of that. So welcome. Thank you for being here.
Oh, you're welcome. And you're very humble. You know, you're more than welcome to come, and your speech was great. Your talk was really good. So it was great to have you last year.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh, Jacqueline's here. Jacqueline, I really hope you go. Jacqueline would love this. She lives in England somewhere, I believe. So this conference will be in London. So I don't know how close you are to London, Jacqueline, but this is why we wanted to go at noon today, so that it's a good time of day for everyone in Europe, because this is definitely something I highly recommend going to. So yeah, tell us a little bit about it. Tell us a little bit about how you decided to, what made you decide to do the Merch UK conference to begin with, and what is having you do it again this year?
Yep. Okay, so the conference is obviously the big conference that was traditionally in Seattle, and people were going over, flying over there, you know, including people from the UK would fly over to that. And I met with Michael Essick once, and I said, you know, what do you think about doing a smaller UK version of it? You know, maybe like a half a day or something like that. And he said, yeah, as long as it's just in Manchester, I don't have to get go and travel far, or words to that effect. And we said it would be good to do, and we'll see if people from the UK and maybe from Europe could come, and we'd have some speaker sessions during the afternoon. We'd have some food and drinks, and obviously the networking and meeting other merch buyers and creators. And yeah, it just kind of ballooned up from there and grew. And you were kind enough to come over and open up with a great introductory talk. And it was an event. We had about 60 people there altogether. And it was a really good atmosphere, and people were learning all sorts of different approaches and tactics and other things that we may not yet have considered ourselves by hearing what some of the speakers were up to.
Awesome. Well, it will always have a special place in my heart because it was my very first talk ever that I gave. So that was awesome. And the very first Merch UK event. So I felt very happy to be able to be there and be part of it. And I encourage everyone to just go. I know it might be kind of far, but I went from the US, and I think there was one other person that came from the US. And it's really not that much farther for me to go to Europe as it is to go to the West Coast, to go to California. So the Seattle conference, it really was about the same cost to take a plane to Seattle versus taking a plane to London or Manchester. Last year was Manchester. So consider it, even if you live in the United States, because it's really, you can get pretty good flights, pretty good deals to London. So I had a great time. It's such a nice experience when you're surrounded by other people that are doing print on demand, and you can have full conversations instead of just, you know, quick little messages on Facebook. It's like a full conversation, and you end up getting so many ideas. And for me, I was able to find all the different speakers we've been able to have on the show. UGAR is actually, I think it's he's going to be on Thursday, I think. I'll have to check the date, but he's coming on the
Right.
show. He's the last one that we haven't had on yet because the timing never quite worked out. But finally have him booked. He's going to be on the show soon.
Great.
Yeah. So I guess tell us a little bit about last year, and then we can transition into how it'll be different this year, or what we'll do this year.
Yeah, so last year it was like a half-day event that was up in Manchester. So for those people who may not have heard of Manchester, I don't know exactly where it is. It's about 2 hours north of London. So London is the capital. You get a lot of flights coming in from all over Europe and the US and the rest of the world into London. And then Manchester is like I think it's the third largest city in England, but it's still easily accessible, but not as easy to get to and not as cheap as London to get to for people coming in from abroad. So yeah, it was in Manchester. It was a half-day event. We had some speakers, and we'll go into some of the details as to what they spoke about, because it will be a similar sort of topics or different topics maybe this year, but the kind of things that you'll be learning from the speakers, pretty useful stuff that you might not necessarily think, I want to spend some time looking at that, but because you're there and you're in the room with everybody, you kind of take it in and say, right, I never knew about using a sales funnel, for example, for Merch by Amazon products. To some alternative approaches that were really good to find out what people were doing. So yeah, it was a half-day event. We had the speakers, and then we had a 3-course meal, and then we had some networking time, and then the bar was open, and the bar just didn't stay, but stayed open until late, like 1 or 2 a.m.
Speaking of the bar, there's a funny live. You guys will have to search it, or maybe I'll repost it, of the dinner, and it's with Dina getting me a glass of Merlot from the bar. But anyway, it was a funny live. I went live during that event and talked to everybody, and it was a lot of fun. We'll have to resurface that video.
So yeah, and we also did some giveaways as well. So there was a ton of prizes. I think almost everybody won something there, from Merch UK Conference merch
Yes.
to tools and prizes for that. We got some more donations this year as well for that. So yeah, the kind of thing that people were talking about, we had yourself doing the introduction to merch and where it's at the moment, where it might be heading in the future. We had Douglas Nemo talking about sales funnels and potentially using influencer marketing and different approaches for that to promote your Merch by Amazon products. We had Matt Webley talking about building niche Facebook groups and driving traffic from that Facebook group to your own listings, your own products. We had Ugar, who he owns a print-on-demand fulfillment company based in the UK, but they ship worldwide. So that's AOP Plus, and he gave a talk about behind the scenes and what happens and what to look out for when picking a print-on-demand fulfillment company. And then finally we had Michael Essick talking about generating design ideas and coming up with them, applying formulas so you can get maximize your the different variations you can get on each design and things like that. So yeah, there's quite a wide variety of topics discussed.
Yeah, it was so fun. I remember the conference was in January, and I did the intro talk about merge, and I kept saying, like, I feel like we're at the beginning. We'll probably, I really think we're going to be getting new products. I made it clear that I didn't know for sure, that I wasn't talking to anyone at merge, but I was like, I think we're going to have a lot more this year. And then there was just nothing for like months, and I was like, oh my God, am I wrong? Like, I was like, it felt like crickets. It was the longest time from January to April because we got nothing new, nothing changed. And I was like, God, was I so wrong? And then in April, it was like so much new stuff, new uploader, new products, new everything. And I was like, oh, thank God. But yeah, I still feel like that it's still the beginning I was hoping we'd have new products by now, and I'm like, well, last year it was April. Hopefully we'll get something new by April.
Yeah.
We'll see. But anyway, it was a lot of fun. I really had a good time. It was just the right amount of people where I think I talked to just about every single person there. There might have been a few people I missed, but I talked to almost everyone there, and really it made it feel like I knew them. Like now I can more easily have conversations with all of them. And it was a lot of fun. And you picked really good people where it was just completely different topics. So it wasn't a lot of overlap. Like everybody had their own thing to contribute. So, well, tell us a little bit about how it's going to be different this year. What are the similarities? What are the differences? What do you envision?
So it's going to be bigger and hopefully even better than last year. So we're going to be hitting up the capital. So it's going to be in London, and it's at a place called the Glasshouse on the Lock, which is in Camden town. That's a really cool area of London. It's got these kind of quite an eclectic and diverse vibe. It's got the markets, the famous Camden markets are just across the bridge from there. So it's a good area to explore anyway, if you were visiting London. And the conference is there. So it's quite a big venue with this glass house. It's got these, I think it's from ceiling to floor windows outside overlooking the lock. So it's nice and picturesque. And we've got that room, and we've got another room as well if we need it for any kind of breakout sessions and things like that. And this time it's going to be a full day event. So the morning sessions will have people that are coming primarily to learn and get an introduction to Merch by Amazon and to KDP as well. So there'll be a session from 10 till 11 and 11 till 12 for those people that either are coming from an FBA background or a different background completely that don't know about the inner workings of Merch and KDP. So we're putting on a kind of a quick start intro session that will just give them the lowdown. This is what you need to know. This is what Merch products look like. This is a tiering system, etc., and get them all ready for the afternoon sessions. And when they're speaking to other people during the kind of networking time, they'll at least know, what KDP interior is and things like that.
Awesome.
Right. So,
and while you are having that intro session for people that are new to Merge or new to KDP, are you also going to be having the all the vendors available too for people to walk around, or will that be later?
That might be later. We're still coming down to timing.
Okay.
So we'll have to see on that. And then there'll be a lunch provided, like a finger food lunch at the event. So that'll be like 12 till 1. And then in the afternoon will be the main speaker sessions. We're trying to change give a different range of topics and speakers for this year. So we're still in discussions with people and topics and stuff like that. But in general, I can say that people that will be speaking there is Michael Essick is going to come back and do a talk on a different topic, to be decided at the moment. He's going to be there being the kind of biggest, most well-known UK Merch by Amazon seller. We're going to have another top Merch by Amazon seller, so a person in tier 20k and above who's going to be sharing their journey, and then I bring it to the current time, and they'll be able to offer hopefully some tips and hints and answer people's questions on how to tier up and be successful at Merch. We're also talking to Amazon tax specialists, so an accountants, and they might be coming to give a short talk on the tax implications of selling on a platform over in the US, what the tax situation is, VAT, and there's really kind of a company there's a few companies that I'm aware of, but one in particular that as an accountant accountancy firm that deals specifically with selling online, selling on Amazon, because a lot of the local accountants just kind of scratch their heads and say, "You do what? And you sell it where? And where do you buy the product from?" And you're saying, "Oh, it's a virtual product. It doesn't exist. You don't." So they know about all this sort of stuff. So they're coming to give a talk, and they'll be around to answer questions. And then hopefully we'll be able to have someone to come and talk about KDP in the same way as we've got a successful merch seller, have a successful KDP seller talking there, and potentially someone coming to talk about IP and copyright, trademark, and they can't obviously advise on what's acceptable on merch, but in general, about copyrights and trademark, the difference between them and what you should look out for when you're running your own merch or KDP business. So yeah, and we shall see on any other speakers at the moment. We've got a few maybes that we're kind of discussing what they could talk about and all that sort of stuff. So.
And if you guys are watching the replay of this, if you go to the website, which is linked in the description, you'll be able to see as speakers get confirmed, and as everything gets confirmed, the website will keep being updated. So you could just check and see who will be speaking. What is the website? It's merch.uk.
It's merchconference.co.uk. Okay,
perfect. So it's linked, guys. But awesome. Well, it sounds like a great lineup, and I'm excited that it's all day this year.
Yep. And then after that, we'll have some giveaways, and there's a free course meal included in the ticket price, and you can pick something better for this year. Is you can pick from 3 options on each course, whereas last year we had to pick. Everyone's going to have soup. Everyone's going to have this.
Yeah.
Unless you were a vegetarian or vegan, I think. But yeah, so you can pick your own food now, and then after that, I'm hoping that we can put together an area where we have like a mini expo, and there's some stands and desks and chairs and roller banners and stands for people for pod-related businesses, basically. So you could come, when you come to the conference, you can go and talk to these businesses kind of one-on-one, and ask them any questions you want to ask, give them any feedback you want to give them, that sort of stuff. So we're in touch with a lot of big companies at the moment, and we'll see if we can get representatives from them to come to the conference and be available. We've got some positive feedback at the moment, so we've certainly known there's going to be two or three vendors there, 2 or 3 businesses that are there at the moment, and we're looking for some of the bigger ones, and those are print-on-demand marketplaces, fulfillment companies, and sales platforms, if you like, as well. So
great,
big guns.
I am so impressed that you're putting all this together. It's amazing, and you were able to get some good people and vendors last year. So I can only imagine this year, like, it's going to be even better. So
yeah. The other thing we've got as well as that is 1 or 2 of the speakers are authors as well, have written books. So, like Michael Essex written a couple of books, so he'll be bringing some of those books, and you can sign them or you can buy some of his books there as well, and same with some of the other speakers as well. So book signings and stuff like that is there. And then it will just be networking and drinks. Co-organizer Phil has been inquiring about how long the bar will be open to. About his critical question.
I do think that was one of the most fun parts, for sure.
But it was a crazy day last year. The day just went, so quick, even though it was it was madness from like 11 a.m. through till 1:30, 2 a.m. It was really quick because everyone's so excited to talk to other people that we're all kind of generally sat at home, either by ourselves or whatever, in a small office, and to come out and be able to talk to people that actually understand, what tiering is and other things like that. It's just unusual. So everyone gets very giddy and happy, chatty.
That was so fun. We got some good questions here. Patty is asking if it's going to be recorded. She bought the recordings last year and liked them.
Yeah, it should be. Yeah, so we should be doing the same thing as we did last year. We package up all the recordings and put those up on the website, and you can buy those if you can't make it to the conference. But obviously, a big part of the conference is the networking and asking questions live in person. But obviously, if you can't be there, video packages should be online as well shortly afterwards.
Great. And Janice is saying, don't be worried if you're coming by yourself, because everyone was coming by themselves. I agree. Like sometimes it can be intimidating to go to a conference or go somewhere, but don't be. Like everybody was so friendly, so nice, so willing to talk to everyone. I think everyone got a lot out of it. Oh, and she's also asking if I'm coming this year. I'm not sure yet, Janice. I don't know if I'll be able to make it this year because I think going every year might be a little bit too much for me, but we'll see. I'm probably going to go on a schedule of like every other year or every couple years. So we'll see. I'm a maybe. But I do think everyone should go, and I think everyone should go pretty quickly because I was asking, last year we had 60 people and it was, it was still so new and we didn't, I'm saying we like as if I'm part of it. Rick was new to creating it, and we didn't really do a ton of promoting for it. But this year, I think a lot more people know about it, and they knew about it from last year, and a lot of people bought the recordings and things like that. So I think it'll fill up more quickly. And the room only holds 110 people, so it's not a lot of space. So if you do want to go, I would definitely get tickets soon, just in case if it sells out, which I feel like it will, because now, I mean, when the conference was last year, UK platform and Germany was still brand new. Now it's been around a little longer. There's a lot more people from Europe doing print on demand. So I can't imagine that it won't sell out, actually. So, somebody else asked if I'm coming. Sorry. Sometimes StreamYard still shows as Facebook user. I'm sorry, whoever this is. Yeah, I was just saying that I would like to, but I think I'm going to get myself on a schedule of coming every other year instead of every year. So we'll see. I don't think I'll be able to come this year, but you never know. I might make a surprise appearance.
I think one thing also when I've spoke to my accountant, to be aware of is that when you go to these sort of meetups or a conference, you can write that off as a business expense if you've got, if you're doing it as a limited company or I think it's an LLC in the US. But it said to me that if I'm going to any other ones, I could be. You can basically expense the night before, the time during the conference, and the day afterwards as well, and obviously you travel to and from. So
and if you've been wanting to go to London anyway, I mean, this is as good of an excuse as any to go. I'm sure you could go sightseeing the next day or the day before. I had a wonderful time. Adelina, actually, she gave me a tour of Manchester the next day after the conference, and she happened to be an architecture student. So it was so fun to get a tour of Manchester from someone who knows all about architecture. So I definitely go. It'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah. I should say we've got just a handful of early bird tickets left. So if you go on the website, you go and hit get your tickets. You just put in the discount code earlybird and you should get a 15% discount. But that's there's only a limited number left at the moment.
Let's see. This person says, I got to meet Douglas Nemo. I have conflicts that will prevent me from going this year, but hopefully I can return again soon. I should be able to learn more from the conference as well next time. Yeah, Douglas is awesome. Douglas was on our show as well, and was talking all about funnels. Funnels are great. And then also, Michael Webster came on and was talking about ClickFunnels too. So we have several videos on funnels for print on demand, and that's something that I want to get better at myself. But yeah, that was a really helpful talk from Douglas. And then I'm interested to see if the accountant is covering VAT accounting, as I'm struggling with this at the moment, whether the royalties are VATable.
Yeah, they will be. And I'll be posting a question in the Merch by Amazon UK group. That's a group that I'm an admin of. And we're posting some stuff in there to say, if you've got any questions for the accountant tax specialist, then just fire away and we'll build them up. So we've got a Q&A ready for him at the end of his talk. Yeah, so I'm not 100% sure on the answer to that. I wouldn't want to say what it is or not. We'll find out.
That's great that you're having someone that knows that come talk, because it is so confusing with taxes and all these different countries and all these different states and trying to learn how to handle all of it. So I'm glad you're getting an expert to come in on that. So yeah, what other questions do you guys have about the conference, about anything at all? I had a great time, so I'm sure this one will be just as fun as last year. So anything else that you want to add, Rick? Anything that we should be thinking about or aware of?
Well, I don't know. I guess we should say last year there was a session with some secret speakers who can't really say who they were, but they added a lot of value, and we had roundtable sessions with said secret speakers. So that was really good. We are in touch again with the same people, the same secret speaker organization, and we're trying to see if any representatives will want to come to this event. Hopefully they will. So last year we had one representative come from the US and someone flying from Belgium or Germany, I think. And so yeah, they've made the trip before, and I think they found it very worthwhile. So hopefully it will be similar with this year's one.
That would be amazing if they came again. That was so helpful. So, okay, Patty's asking if you could repeat the dates of the conference.
Yeah, so it's Saturday, March 21st, so next month.
Okay. March 21st, and then hotel room information.
Oh, yeah. So hotel rooms, it's actually, the venue is attached to a hotel. It's a Holiday Inn in Camden Lock. So we've negotiated a discounted rate with the manager of the hotel, but we got all the way to agreeing that, and then he went away on holiday selfishly and didn't give the code and any authorization to his colleagues. So we just wait for him to get back from holiday. Then we'll get, I think it'll be either a discount code, or I think they mentioned that you have to either email or call a particular number, and you'll get a discounted rate on the rooms.
Great. Well,
but you don't have to stay there. It will be easiest because people will get carried away and they'll stay late. And
yeah, I think that we stayed till like 1 a.m. or something last time, right? I think there was a group that stayed up pretty late.
Yeah.
I was definitely part of that group, so that was fun. And then breakfast in the morning. So yeah, I think you get the most out of it if you do stay at the hotel that everybody else is staying at, because a lot of the networking is, before and after the conference. So definitely makes it worth your while. So yeah. Well, I just really appreciate you doing this again this year. I know it's so much work putting on a conference, and I haven't gotten myself around to doing it yet. So I appreciate everyone who has done it so far, because these things are very valuable and it helps a lot of people. So thank you for making the effort to do this.
Oh, you're welcome. I said to Phil, who co-organizes it, I said, second year, it's going to be a lot easier. We just basically need to find a venue, get some speakers, do this, do that. And as ever, these things just explode out into, oh, we could have this and we could do that. It's taking,
You're like, this is supposed to be easier. Why do we have to make it better?
yeah. But it's
Yeah,
good.
well, I know you guys are going to make it amazing, and it was already good last year, so I can only imagine this year. But yeah, if you guys live anywhere near London, or even if you don't, I think it's worth it to go. I know last year there was quite a few countries that came. It wasn't just people in Europe. I know Belgium, and of course me, US, and a few other countries were there too. So Germany, I think people from Germany were there. So definitely think about it, consider it. There's not a lot of merch conferences, so when one pops up, it's good to try to go to it.
Yeah. I guess also I should say that it's the UK version is not like a breakaway or a competitor to the Seattle one. When we first came up with the idea, I spoke or was on Messenger with Chris Green and Ken Reel.
Yeah.
I was like, would you mind, would we have your blessing if we did this over in the UK? We're not trying to be a competition or anything like that. Just make it easier for people in the UK and Europe. Like, yeah, go ahead. It's hard work. Here's some tips about it, and it was really good. So.
Yeah, that's what's so good about this community. Like, everyone just helps each other, and of course we'd want more conferences. Even if someone else out there wants to start a conference, do it, because not everyone can make it on a specific day. Like, I missed the Seattle one because I was at my friend's wedding. So you just never know what people's schedules are like and if they can make it or not. So it's good to have some options. And the world's a pretty big place, so it's nice to have a couple locations, not just one city.
Yeah.
So, well, thank you so much for being here today. I think that pretty much covers everything. But guys, make sure you check out the website. Make sure you get the early bird tickets. And the website will keep being updated as it gets closer with more specifics on the speakers and any details. And feel free to ask any questions. This should be on YouTube and also Facebook. So just ask any questions in the comments, and I will either answer or tag Rick so that he can answer for you. But we really look forward to it. And thank you guys all for watching. Thank you, Rick.
You're welcome. I should just say also, we've got the Merch by Amazon UK Facebook group.
Yes.
So if we're making any announcements on any speakers or anything that's happening there of interest on the conference, I'll be putting them in that group. So if you are interested, or if you're on the fence, join the group and see if something sparks your interest enough to buy a ticket.
Perfect. Yes. So it's called Merch UK, right? Is that what it's called? The group?
Merch by Amazon UK. It's got a big UK flag now.
Merch by Amazon UK. Join it. All right. Well, thank you, Rick. We will see you later. Have a great rest of your day.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.